Hello you, it's me, Myriad here, and it's mostly but we'll just go with Myriad. This is actually later that same day from my previous video, and it's because I thought of something else that I wanted to talk about, and I'm trying to just make my videos. And yeah, I think I said at the end of the last one kind of what I wanted to talk about here, which is putting yourself first. Something that's like, that is like a me belief. This is something that I have come to myself recently. I say that I've come to it myself. It's probably very talked about in science or whatever, but my understanding and belief and feeling is that every person should put themselves at the top of their list. That you should, we don't have a better word for, like, it used to be oneself, because I'm not necessarily talking to you specifically, but that people should have themselves at the very top of their list of people that they care about, people that they prioritize. I think that it's really important to prioritize yourself, to put yourself at the very top of the list. It's something that I've been trying to do for myself. Obviously it's a bit more complicated with DID, but ourselves. Just having the care and to truly mean it when you say to yourself, I'm here for you, I've got you, and you know, you're the most important thing in my world. And I mean, this sort of comes into the thing that I do, which is to talk to myself, and I have kind of got this from somebody on TikTok who talks to their inner child in a really beautiful way. And when I'm struggling, sometimes I find that if I, you know, sort of put my hand on my chest and talk to myself, it can really help. It might not help everybody, but I wanted to talk about it in case it helps somebody that sees this. For me, it's if I'm not quite sure what's wrong, or if I am just feeling a lot of feelings about something, I want to reassure myself that I'm heard, that I'm valid, and that, you know, my feelings are a big deal, you know, like, yeah, you know, as an example, like, yeah, you know, this really sucks, like, what you're feeling and what you're going through feels really, really bad, huh? And that's okay. Like, you go through that, you cry if you need to, you know, you just know that I'm here for you, just know that I see your struggle, that I get you, I hear it, and that I'm here for you, and that I put you at the top of my list. I care about you the most, that I will always be there for you and I will not let you down. Because I think that I have let myself down in the past. I think that I have dismissed my own feelings and put somebody else's, or what I perceive or think of or imagine as somebody else's feelings, because that's something I know I do. And the reason I'm sharing what I do is because I don't know, some people might do the same, where it's sort of like, oh, why am I getting so upset about that? That's silly. Or I don't want to get upset about that in front of this person because I don't want to upset them, or I don't want them to judge me. But I think it's really important to tune into ourselves and to validate our experience. If you're having an emotion, and I'm talking to myself as well here, if you're having an emotion, even if it's something that is unwanted, like anger or frustration or anywhere on the scale of anger, that's okay. That's actually okay. That's fine. You can be angry. It's actually healthy to be angry. It's healthy to be upset about things. It's healthy to be angry and sad. I don't want to prioritize and make it seem as though the only useful or helpful emotion is happiness and joy, because we need all of the emotions. They're all there for a reason, they're all important. And I find with myself that if I validate the negative emotions. Like, oh, you're really angry because of a past experience that you have no control over, or you're angry and it might seem like something silly. Again, this is where the gentle parenting or the inner child work sort of stuff comes in, and it's all very therapy talk, but I think it can be really useful even if it's not done in a therapy way. I think just having a care for yourself and a tenderness for yourself, and recognizing that some emotions can be irrational and seem childish, to then comfort that part of yourself in a way that's soft and gentle, I think is useful. So yes, if you're feeling what you think is really silly and irrational and I shouldn't be frustrated about that, I think it's really important to say, okay, that's my response. However, it is valid and it's okay that I'm feeling that way. And just to take a second to check in and hold yourself to say, hey, you're feeling really upset about that. That's okay. I'm here for that. I know that for me, there are always things that come up that I think are silly. I think, and I believe that I might be somewhere on the spectrum. I'm diagnosed with ADHD. That things can like sensory issues, as an example. So if somebody's chewing or eating, we'll use that as an example. Somebody's, you love them, they're your partner, or they're somebody you really care about, and they're sat there and they're just eating and it's not even that loud. But it's poking your brain and making you feel uncomfortable. That's a valid experience, and even if you don't want to make a fuss, you don't want to be a problem, you don't want the person to think that you're judging them or that you think badly of them, it's still important to say, oh, okay, I hear you, you're getting really upset about that sound, it's a bit too much for me, so I'm gonna potentially do something about that, whether it be listen to music while they're eating. There's different ways of accommodating it, and that was just one example. But I think it's important to acknowledge when you're struggling with something and to not invalidate it. I do this a lot when I compare myself to other people, where I am struggling with something and then I think, oh, but they have ADHD and they're still doing something, or they have the similar struggle and they've still been able to do that thing. It's really stupid that I'm struggling so much, like, oh, why can't I just do this thing? Those feelings are also valid, the frustration is also valid, but then coming back to, but we are really struggling. The frustration is there and it's like, hey, I'm feeling really frustrated, and that's really understandable that I'm not doing as much as I'd like, but also I'm doing as much as I can, and this other part of me is really trying their hardest, but I'm not everybody else, I'm not the same as everybody else, so I can't expect myself to do those things, but it is understandable why I'm upset. So I think I just wanted to talk about it because I found it very helpful. Something else I've also found kind of helpful is most what we consider negative emotions, like sadness, anger, frustration. Anyway, when I say anger, I mean anywhere on that spectrum. So that could be frustration, irritation, grumpiness. It's all what I categorize within anger. Any of these sort of negative emotions typically, as far as I'm aware, mostly come from a not met expectation. And that's not one necessarily that you even know you have. It might not be a conscious expectation, but any time that things haven't gone in a way that you imagined, or even if it wasn't imagined, even if it was, just unconscious, but anytime that something isn't the way that you thought it would be, or doesn't happen in the way that you thought it would, that's when we get either angry or sadness or all of these emotions. And I find it helpful to, again, like sort of talk to myself and check in with myself and try and find out what that expectation was, and go in with that understanding and that loving, gentle heart, because the more we can be gentle to ourselves, and this is a learned thing, like I'm still not good at this, but I think it would be really nice if anybody could just at least try and soften a little bit when we think about ourselves, to be less frustrated and angry at the way that we are and the things that we do that frustrate us. It's okay to feel that, but to also then notice and catch that we are being mean to ourselves, and then also have a soft side. Because if it's all going on in your head and it's all negative in your mind, nobody else can help you with that. Like, nobody else is up in there to help you, unless DID, but so you need to be the kind person to yourself. And I mean, if you want to think about it because you only, oh well, that doesn't matter, I just want to help other people, it will help other people if you can do it to yourself. And also then you can model it and show other people how to love themselves. So I think it's really helpful to everybody if you're able to show that you have a kindness, that you get frustrated and you're like, oh, why did I, whatever it is, and then you check in and say, okay, I'm really annoyed that I didn't do this thing, and I'm really frustrated. Okay, why didn't I do it? What's going on for me? Why didn't I? And just to explore a little bit more, and with softness. And even if you don't understand, even if it's like, I can't check in, it's just, hey, I'm really frustrated with myself, but right now I'm frustrated and I have all these emotions, but I can return to tenderness. I can return to loving myself and caring for myself. So yes, keeping yourself as your number one priority. If you do that, then you can choose to put somebody else on top. So if you've got somebody that you really care about and you love, of course you can choose to then put them on top. So you can do hard things, you can do stuff you don't want to do, you can go out of your way, and in some cases, like, do self-sacrificing things for other people, but only when you know and you've checked in with yourself that that's okay with you. Even if it's not fun, even if it's like, oh well, I need to walk in the rain and wind for a mile to go and meet somebody who's having a hard time. Like, you don't want to do that, you don't have to want to do something, but you can check in with yourself and say, hey, are we okay to do this? We don't want to do it, but we can. But if you're not checking in with yourself and your default is to just, oh, that person needs me, I'm just gonna do it, then I feel like you can end up leaving yourself behind, and I think that can be felt and can have repercussions and can make life a little bit more difficult. I also think that, say I was the person that somebody had to walk in the rain for in this situation, I would want to make sure that the other person was doing it not in a way that's, going to harm themselves or be really bad. So I would want them to check in with themselves to make sure that they know that they can do it. So say they were like in a heck of a lot of pain from walking and they did it anyway, like, I would be like, no, you shouldn't have done that, but you should have checked in with yourself to make sure that you could. So again, even if you don't want to think about loving yourself and caring for yourself, you want to think about caring for other people, I still think it's important to care about yourself first, because then that actually helps you care about other people better. I don't know if any of this has made much sense, but it's something I'm kind of passionate about. Because we see a lot of things like pride and self-centeredness as a bad thing. I really don't see it as a bad thing. I see pride and self-centeredness as important things. Obviously things that need to be balanced, but yeah, I just wanted to share that I encourage you to put yourself at the top of your list so that then you can care about others in a more healthy way, in a more genuine and authentic way, because then you know that you're caring for them by choice, by something that you've chosen to do, rather than just because you think that's the right thing to do, or that's the best thing to do, that's, you know, what a good person would do. You're choosing to do it because you've checked in with yourself, and then you've gone, I care about you, I love you, I'm gonna do this thing for you. Yeah, I hope that that's kind of made sense. I hope that that's in any way positive or helpful. It's just something I think about a lot, and yeah, I just wanted to share it, wanted to get back into doing videos. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. It is lovely to see you, and I really hope you're doing well. And if you're not doing well, I hope that you're able to start doing well again soon. I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. Thank you, bye!